Is Penn State doomed to mediocrity with James Franklin at the helm? With just one win against top 5 teams in 11 years, you have to wonder if he can deliver the goods. Hi, I'm Sweet Lou. I'm a retired sports writer, and I covered college football for a lot of years. I'm wearing an Ohio State jersey not to rub it in, but just to make sure Penn State fans haven't forgotten Saturday, and so we can get a clear back and forth on the question about James Franklin. Many of you are irate at what has become an all too familiar big game day for the Nittany Lions. I don't even know where to start. At some point, you're going to have to cut ties. Quite a few fans stayed around Beaver Stadium to boo James Franklin after Saturday's loss to Ohio State. Many others began chanting, "Fire Franklin." And with good reason. Bill Parcells once said, "You are what your record says you are." I'm not here to rub salt on your wounds, but simply to create narrative. What is James Franklin's record in big games? I know you've heard it, and I'm going to say it again. Against top 25 teams. Penn State should be in the top 25 every year, top 10. Against top 25 teams, James Franklin at Penn State is 13-25. Against top 10 teams, 3-18. Against top 5 teams, 1-14. Against Ohio State, 1-10. And that win came in 2016 after a blocked field goal. Now, I've always heard that the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. And it seems to me that that's what the Penn State administration is doing right now. It's gotten so bad, people are sarcastically calling him Big Game James. After another loss to Ohio State, in the post-game press conference, Franklin said, "I own it all." Good for him. Of course, he should own it. Isn't possession 9/10 of the law? And he's possessed this horrible record against good teams for over a decade. So yeah, he owns it. In his 11 years, Happy Valley has slowly become Miserable Valley. I'm waiting for the chant to change from "We are Penn State" to "We are also Rams." I'm a Big Ten fan. I like to see most of the teams do well. I did do a lot of my work, and I lived a long time in Ohio, so maybe there's one team up north that, I don't root for that often. And the thing is, Penn State's going to be favored in its next 4 games. They win those 4, they're going to be in the college football playoffs, more than likely. It's going to make James Franklin look good. But is that good enough? I've met my share of big-time college football coaches while I was writing. I've not met James Franklin. I reached out to a few writers who have had to deal with him, and they're split, on his personality, whether they like him or not. But what I do know is that someone in his position, someone who signed a 10-year extension through 2031 at $8.5 million a year, shouldn't complain too much about his employers. But especially when he's not doing the job that he was hired to do at the level that he was hired to do it. But he's complained about PSU's funding, saying its NIL fund is 2 years behind everyone else. Up until this year, when the Big Ten Conference did away with the divisions, he constantly complained about having 2 divisions, probably because he had to play Ohio State every year. Heck, he even complained that the runway is too short at the campus airport, which means that his team had to take a 90-minute ride to Harrisburg to fly to away games. Wow, the horror of it. A whole 90 minutes before you get on a charter flight. If Penn State were to fire him this season, they're going to owe him $57 million from his 10-year extension. Texas A&M got rid of Jimbo Fisher at a cost of $75 million. And Texas A&M is no Penn State, either in tradition or success. It really comes down to one simple question. Is Penn State A, content in simply having someone lead the team who will not have another Jerry Sandusky incident? Or B, they want somebody who could actually help the team compete for national championships? If it's B, James Franklin has to go. The sooner the better. And the $57 million buyout should not be too big a hurdle. This is Sweet Loose Sports. Please comment. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And we'll talk to you soon.